Hi, and welcome to the Sagebrush Happy Hour Journal entry for Monday, May 12th, 2025. So it's Monday, and that means we just had a weekend, and so I didn't post anything over the weekend. But Saturday, I kind of threw out my back, and I couldn't hardly bend over or bend or anything. But we decided to go to the Chili Line Depot Cafe in Tres Piedras for supper and listen to some music and have a couple beers. And so we went over there and we had a pretty good time. And it came about time to leave. And as we were leaving, somebody came into the restaurant and said that there was somebody unresponsive in a vehicle at the intersection of Highway 64 and Highway US 285. And about the time that they said that, all the emergency vehicles started pulling up to the intersection. And so that meant they blocked off the intersection, and that meant that we couldn't go home because we go home on Highway 64. And so as we were out there watching, they brought in a Flight for Life helicopter and landed at about 100 yards away. And then after a few minutes, they took off again. And so we're assuming that the person was not deceased and that they were just unresponsive or something like that. And I'm sure that they were probably in pretty critical condition if they took him in with the Flight for Life helicopter. So as soon as the helicopter took off, we figured, well, maybe this is our opportunity to get out of here. And so as we were backing out of the parking lot, I thought we had a flat tire, but we parked in a really muddy spot. So I thought maybe it was mud. But then we got out onto the road and got up to the intersection, and it was still blocked off with emergency vehicles. And I said, well, that's definitely a flat tire. And so I turned around and went back to the Chili Line Depot. And so then I went to get the spare tire out with my back and just basically fell over writhing in pain because my back was totally out. And so fortunately, I went back in the restaurant, and the owner's son, his name is Tim, is a younger man than I, and he was very helpful and helped me out by changing the tire out to the one of the compact spare, you call them, I guess, Space Saver spares. And so we were on a Space Saver spare wheel, and we put the tire in the back of the car, and there was a big old screw in it. And so that was the evening, and by the time we got the tire changed, then the vehicles had cleared out, and so we limped home at 45 miles an hour. And then, of course, on Sunday, the tire store is not open in Taos. So one of the tire store that we like to use was not open. So we were going to wait till Monday. And so today, of course, we got down there into Taos. So we had lunch with some friends from Colorado. And then I went to the tire store, and they, very reasonable about fixing a flat, and it was like $15. But they looked at the flat tire, and they said, that sidewall is pretty damaged. You're probably gonna, that tire's not any good. You should probably get a new tire. And I was already kind of ruminating about getting new tires, and so we've only had this vehicle for 2.5 years and 32,000 miles, and the tires are almost bald. And so, these are the factory tires that came with the car. And so, they're the El Cheapos, and although they're rated for 42,000 or 48,000, we barely got 32 out of them. So bottom line is that I'm on the hook for another $600 for new tires for the car, and that's my monthly gotcha where it starts with a screw and ends with $600. So that's my Monday. Cheers, everybody.